This story begins around 150 million years ago, when there was no castle, no kings, not even land. Only a warm Jurassic Sea filled with ammonites, mysterious cephalopods with spiraled shells. Their shells, perfectly shaped by nature, served both as shelter and armor. Carried by the water currents for centuries, they slowly sank to the bottom. Layer by layer, covered by successive sediments, they sank deeper and deeper, subject to the silent but inexorable force of geological processes. Millions of years passed. The sea receded. The land emerged, and the limestone that had once been the ocean floor became the naturally carved foundation of the Wawel Hill, the one you walk on today. This is where the castle and the surrounding city were erected, the Wawel as you know it. But did you know about the hidden space between Wawel's walls? Over the centuries, successive rulers continued to change the face of the hill. They built, strengthened, and rebuilt the structure. Simple walls gave way to slender fortifications, towers and bastions that grew ever tighter, encircling Wawel, as if protecting not only the castle, but also the secrets hidden within. Even as fire consumed the stone, the walls did not perish. They returned stronger, reaching further, creating new rings of defense. This is how the Zwinger, the in-between space, was formed. Two walls, two borders. The first, external, one was built by Austrian troops when the Wawel Hill was transformed into a fortress. It separated the castle from the world, kept out strangers, and repelled attacks. The second, internal, one protected the royal chambers and the ruler's secrets. The mighty Tennail wall concealed a corridor, a hidden path traversed by guards, messengers, and those who wished to remain unnoticed. Such places give rise to tales. People said that every night the Zwinger was filled with more than just the whispering of the stones. There were also quiet murmurs emanating from beneath the ground, the trembling of the walls, and the occasional gust of warm air, as if the hill itself had its own restless breath. Look! It's the Wawel dragon! Its scales gleam like polished stone, each bearing the scars of the past. The claw marks of those who dared to face it. Its eyes glow like embers hidden beneath ash, and when it opens its mouth, the suffocating smell of sulfur rises. The wings, as powerful as storm clouds, soar into the air with a dull flap. The sound of cracking stones echoes in the air as its tail strikes the ground. Can you hear it? Its roar rolls across the hill, rumbling through the castle walls and awakening echoes of the past. It knows every shadow of the city, every scent. Somewhere on the Wawel Hill, between past and present, history and legend, reality and imagination, there is a space that unites everything, mystery and history, a space that continues to lure us with its inscrutable nature. So stop and take a closer look. History leaves traces, in ammonites imprinted in stone, in the legends of the Wawel castle, in the remains of the old Zwinger, which we are still exploring and discovering, as history never ends with what we already know. The New Armory. This will be a story of people who encased fear in steel, of courage that has shape and weight, of a time when a warrior was not just a soldier, but a legend in motion, of glory, of adventure, of destiny, of fear of the end, of desire for immortality, and of the need to leave behind something more than just a name. Before Wawel glittered with crowns, it had been a watchtower on the Vistula River, a limestone stronghold shrouded in fog, surrounded by wood and earth ramparts. In the silence of the night, gates creaked and blood stained the cobblestones as princes fought for Krakow and the Piast dynasty's rule. When the armory was not even a concept, on the northern edge of the hill stood a Romanesque Bergfried, a 12th century tower with walls 1.5 meters thick and at least 18 meters high. This first stone warehouse housed weapons and defenders. It collapsed in the 14th century, giving way to the Danish tower, but its memory survived in the heart of the future armory as its oldest foundation. The year is 1410. Over the fields of Grunwald hangs smoke, the crack of breaking spears, and the cry of steel, as the Polish-Lithuanian army crushes the power of the Teutonic Order. Less than a year later, King Jagiellon sets off for Krakow, not with valuables, but with proof of victory. The royal procession is followed by trophy banners, heavy with blood and battle smoke. In 1411, the king brings them into the cathedral and hangs them at the tomb of St. Stanislaus as a testament to the great victory. In their shadow, new generations of defenders are born, and the memory of this triumph becomes the foundation of the future armory, a place where steel and gunpowder will speak as loudly as the royal insignia. The Grunwald Oath gives the Wawel Hill its new strength. Each generation enriches its walls not with gold, but with steel and the memory of battles. After the 1531 victory at Obertin, King Sigismund I builds an arsenal at the Grodzka Gate to guard the cannons and banners. A century later, Władysław IV Basa erects an artillery building where heavy cannons pulse with fire, ready for any attack. For centuries to come, Wawel knows no peace. It repulses Maximilian's troops in 1587, faces the Swedish deluge in 1655, and Russian shelling during the Bar Confederation in 1772. After the Third Partition of Poland in 1795, Wawel loses its royal function. The weapons that defended the Polish state fall silent, and the echoes of foreign orders sound within its walls. And yet the spirit of the nation endures. Tadeusz Kościuszko and Prince Józef Poniatowski, heroes of the fight for freedom, are buried in the cathedral. In the mid-19th century, the Austrians transformed Wawel into the citadel of the Krakow fortress, surrounding it with bastions and erecting barracks. After years of Austrian captivity, Wawel finally enjoys freedom. The year 1918 brings the rebirth of the state and nation. It is September 1939. The shadow of war descends over Poland. The most valuable treasures of the Wawel castle, including Szczerbiec and the tapestries, hastily leave the castle to escape plunder. They embark on a dramatic journey across Europe, all the way to Canada, where they lie hidden for years. In 1959 and 1961, the treasures return to Krakow, a reminder of the nation that has not allowed its history to fade. In 1963, Wawel reopens its armory. Once again, its steel barrels reflect light, and each sword and barrel that survived partitions, wars, and exile leads us into the depths of the centuries, where steel transforms into memory, and memory into immortal legend. Over the following years, Wawel quietly matures to a new chapter in which the armory can speak again in the full light of modernity. After years of preparation, it reopens, rebuilt, illuminated, like a book that continues to add new pages. Here, history comes full circle. From the legends of the first defenders to today's modern exhibition, the armory endures, proving that courage and memory are stronger than time. It proves that the past written in steel still whispers about the future that is yet to come. Patron of the event. Media partner, RMF Classic.